Hey folks, welcome to the channel. My name is Rich. Name of the channel is Rich the Return Rider. For all of you guys that's here for the first time, thanks for tuning in. For all of you guys that's return viewers, I appreciate you coming back. For all of you that have subscribed to the channel so far, love having conversations back and forth with you guys. But today, guys, what we are doing is I'm here and I'm in Crystal River, Harley-Davidson in Florida. Folks, give you a look at this beautiful facility. One of the nicest looking Harley-Davidson's places that I've been to. You're looking at Ruby there in the parking lot. Next to Ruby's motorcycle of a gentleman that I met. Been riding from the 60s, 71 years old. Also a fan of Robert Simmons Paying It Forward. Interesting conversations about riding motorcycles with that guy. And you know, he did say he will subscribe to the channel. I'm showing you the showroom here, some of the beautiful motorcycles at the Harley-Davidson dealership. Really fascinated by the way this motorcycle place is set up with the amenities outside. It's just freaking awesome. But anyway, like I said, guys, we're down from Lake City, Florida. We're here in Crystal River. And this is a stop here on a 92-degree day on a Wednesday in June to get out and actually ride the Ozello Trail. I've been watching Boots and Jeans YouTube channel with those guys riding California in some awesome places. And you know, talk about how I was envious of them doing those rides. And Rich response was, did I ride the Ozello Trail in Florida? So here I am today, Rich. We are going to get out and I'm going to see what this beautiful place and this beautiful road that we have here in Florida entails. Thanks for the suggestion or for the recommendation. So let's get out here, man, and check this road out. I'm going to bring you some footage, guys, as I employ some of the techniques that I've been practicing in parking lots and taking it to real life, you know, applying it in a real world situation. All right, so let's get going. Let's get ready to ride our version of the mini tail of the dragon. Since we're here in Gatorland, we're going to call it the tail of the gator. How about that, guys? Alright, guys, so we're getting ready to enter Ozello Trail here. We're heading over to the town of Ozello. It's located between Crystal River and Homosassa, Florida. We are going to be riding 10 miles of 67 turns of twisties. Speed limit on this road, guys, is about 45 miles an hour. We're going to be getting to 10 to 15 miles an hour over that at times. But what you're looking at here, guys, we're on my 2019 Honda Goldwing manual. You're getting the view from my Insta360 camera. I also have my GoPro 7 Black hooked up, but that big gulp cup in the right corner there is blocking some of our views. So, with the versatility of the Insta360 on wide angle, I'm not a big fan of this view since it gives us that kind of fisheye, you know, view. But anyway, guys, what we're going to be talking about here is the things that I've been practicing in the parking lot that I'm bringing to life here on the trail before the wife and I head back over to Tennessee. You know, the plan is to get back over to Tennessee, ride that Charahala Skyway, Foothill Parkway, Blue Ridge Mountain. We did that ride about a year ago. We were on my 2012 Suzuki Boulevard M109. And you know, I'm pretty comfortable with that motorcycle. We had an awesome time. But on the Honda Goldwing here, it's kind of a new experience. I've had this motorcycle now for about a little over a year and a half. For all you guys that's watching the channel for the first time, this is my journey back into riding after being away from motorcycles for 20 plus years. Been back in the game now for a couple of years. And man, really enjoying it. You know, I've been watching some videos as I've been doing my parking lot practices with Mojitsu, call himself Fast Eddie, a guy that does lots of training in California in the mountains. And as an instructor, he brings a lot of these videos to us on how to properly, you know, do these cornering techniques. I've been studying those videos, getting in the parking lot and practicing. Of course, you guys know I'm a big fan of the advanced slow speed maneuver classes taught by my buddy Robert Simmons Paying It Forward. You know, teaching us to be the boss of our motorcycles, knowing what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And today we are out One of the recent videos or channels that I found is called Canyon Chasers also. I'm going to leave that in the description below because I think it's some really interesting information in these videos. The video I'm going to be linking in the description below is called A Beginner Guide to Cornering. And a lot of the techniques that I'm going to be employing here, guys, is from some of these videos. As you can see me there going through some of these turns, I'm reaching out for the front brake. I was told to treat these cornering and the handling of the motorcycle is like a dance. You know, you and your machine being one. You know, Ruby being my girl. Ruby's light on her feet. She's looking for my input. And you know, this motorcycle is 900 pounds of motorcycle, man, but the 2019 Honda Goldwing manual is graceful, guys. This motorcycle feels almost like a sports bike on the road. The way you can talk, it feels way more maneuverable than the Boulevard, I hate to say, but you know. So guys, we're gonna get out here and we're gonna talk about some of these techniques as we dance with Ruby. Three basic techniques that I'm going to be talking about is some of the stuff that I'm learning. And the first one I think is a really powerful and interesting technique, and it's called trail braking. Years ago, while I was riding sports bike, one of the things we were taught is never to touch that brake going into the turn. Well, recent stuff that I've been studying has now abandoned those techniques and encourage you to practice this technique of trail braking, especially going through blind turns, going through turns that are decreasing radius. It is said that 25 to 30% of the motorcycle accidents that happen, single motorcycle accidents that happen, is the failure of the rider to properly negotiate a turn. Running wide in the turn is a big deal. Folks crashing in turns. I've been watching videos of folks riding Deal's Gaps and the Tail of the Dragon. There's a tree there called the Tree of Shame with lots of motorcycle parts hanging on it. People that were, I guess, pretty much overriding their skill levels, you know, as they're riding such a challenging road. Now, so far, now guys, this is a voiceover. I tried to do some audio recording while I was doing the video. It didn't come out quite as I wanted it to, so I'm doing a voiceover so I can clearly explain to you. I have done this ride already, and these roads is not near as challenging as some of the roads that I experienced on the hills of Tennessee. We rode 5,000 plus miles into the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, and those roads are high elevations, some crazy switchbacks, some really sharp U-turn, like, you know, I remember scraping the pegs on the, you know, on the floorboards of the M109R, freaking the hell out of Lorna. But you know, there are things that I've practiced. You know, not quite afraid of those things. I do feel like I have more control of that motorcycle and I do this. And you know, the reason why we practice. But trail braking, guys, the first technique, going into that blind turn, slightly holding on to that brake as you're going through the turn until you can, as MC Ryder put it, you have the motorcycle pointed where you wanted it to before you get back on the throttle. There's other people that talk about not getting back on the throttle until you can see the exit. But like I said, the ease of navigating this road here is there. To me, there were not any really severely tight turns, no decreased radius turns, no off-camber turns. You know, I don't know if you've noticed, guys, but on the right side of the road there's indications of what the turns look like that we're coming up. There's some signs in a lot of these turns. For the turns that are a little steeper, there's also a suggested mile per hour as we navigate some of these turns. You're going to see 30 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour. Sometimes you're going to see on the right side some flashing lights, and that's just an indication that I'm traveling a little above the speed limit. But the first step to this dance with the Ruby, man, is trail braking. Again, you turn into that turn, and there is something in that turn that you don't expect. Like Robert will call it that oh shit moment. Why we practice for that oh shit moment. You know, you're already on the brake. You apply more brake. Of course, you straighten that motorcycle up before you come to a stop. And you know, it could save you from having a bad day. As we navigate some of these turns, guys, the second technique that we're going to be using, well, let's talk about going through some of this residential area here. Slowed the speed limit down, the speed down quite a bit. I'm probably more at the speed limit now as I'm looking and scanning through these driveways and these side roads, looking for anything that might impede my path. So again, at times I might hover the brake, and you might see my left hand right now on the clutch, waiting to downshift at any moment that I might have to. But again, just talking about the things that we're doing here as we go out in parking lots and practice for these real life scenarios. So we got a truck in front of me here that kind of slowed my pace down. As you see, the sign on the right is showing these little S curves or these switchbacks, flashing light to the right. Going through this turn here, I can pretty much see around the turn. I can see the truck, giving myself a little space and distance so I can react to anything that I might not expect. But again, man, dancing with Ruby. Now, if you could see, as I took that turn there, guys, I try not to lean the motorcycle too much because it was so sandy, a lot of the debris in the turn. And again, through the residential area here, the next technique we're going to be talking about, guys, is something that they refer to as maintenance throttle. And it's basically as you go through some of these big sweepers and you can see through these turns, you might be using your engine braking. The Honda Goldwing has lots of torque, lots of power. So a lot of times, just to slow the motorcycle down, all you have to do is to roll off of that throttle. And some of these turns where you're rolling off of the throttle, it might be necessary to just hold that throttle steady to keep the motorcycle from making any herky-jerky moves. Always being smooth on your inputs is key. So now that that truck has exit, we're gonna get our pace back up here as we go through some of these turns. You can see there I'm trailing it in again, using a little bit of the brake, and again using that brake through some of these blind turns just in case something pops up. I'm already on the brake, and I just have to apply it. As you can see, there was a truck coming out there on the right. I slowed the bike down by using the brake, was already on the brake lever. So, again, man, all of the things required to keep us safe here, the things that we will be practicing in the parking lot, again, to be the boss of our motorcycles, as Robert Simmons paying it forward. Knowing what to do, when to do, and how to do it. One of the techniques that we're not really going to be employing out here, guys, is what is referred to as apex in the turn, that outside, inside, outside technique. I don't think the road situations a lot of time dictate that kind of riding. There are some turns that we can do that in, but it is the quickest way through the turn. But it does more apply to a racetrack sometimes than being out here on the streets. Let me guys know what you guys think about that technique in the comment section. But the last one, guys, is a kind of a controversial one, and it's called rev matching. Some folks call it throttle blipping, but the ability to slow the motorcycle down by using the power of the engine, a blip of the throttle. And this technique could be used in the beginning, intermediate, and advanced stage. The advanced stage, guys, it's a lot going on. We are slowing the motorcycle down by matching the engine, transmission to the wheel speed. We are also going to be on the brake at the same time as we're blipping the throttle. We are also going to be using the clutch. We're going to be downshifting. All of those things are being used simultaneously. That is an advanced technique and what they call rev matching. And there's lots of videos out there on that also. There's been a recent video put out by one of the guys that I follow again, Mojitsu, Fast Eddie. I think his real name is Greg. Instructor that teaches a lot of that stuff, and he's recently talking about racers not using that technique. The new technology in a lot of motorcycles offer auto blip. They talk about the technique of holding the brakes while you're doing while you're revving the throttle. Anyway, way too much for this video for me to get into. But anyway, yeah. So first of all, we got engine braking. Sorry, we got trail braking, step one in the dance. We got maintenance throttle, and then we have rev matching. So now, guys, we're coming to the end of the trail here. We're having a blast with the ride. This is June 22. Wow, June 22nd, the year 22. It's 92 degrees out here, man. We're out for some throttle therapy. We are now in the town of Ozello, Florida. We've come to the end of the trail here. There's lots of dirt and sand in this area here. So again, Robert Simmons paying it forward, keeping the motorcycle upright. His first 4 exercises is not leaning the motorcycle. Again, guys, knowing what to do, when to do, and how to do it, being the boss of your motorcycle. All the gravel and stuff that was there wasn't necessary. What we're looking at here, guys, is a view, an overhead view from my drone on this region here, man. Beautiful area. You're looking out there at all of the homes with the boats, boat ramps. The city of Ozello, the town of Ozello, a population less than 600. And you know, the drone, the camera really doesn't show the clarity of the view of the water unless you're up close, man. This is absolutely beautiful stuff here. But anyway, guys, watch the video on the way back. Now that I know we don't have those off-camber turns, we don't have any crazy switchbacks, and you know, got a little bit confident on the way back on the ride, man. And you know, guys, if you get too confident in these motorcycles, there's certain things that would humble you. And you're gonna see on the way back, I had a little mini oh shit moment. But was getting a little jiggy with it, guys, when you know we had a little incident in there. We'll talk about that on the ride back on the motorcycle. But nice ride back. I was going to put some music on and decided it would be best to let you listen to the video and hear what is going on the way back. Alright, guys, we're back on Ruby here, and we are heading back for the coolest run that I have had in a while. So folks, like I said, forgive the audio, but you're going to hear a little bit of the motorcycle engine now and what I'm doing. This view here is now from a linear view with an instant 360 as we head back over to Crystal River. And you know, enjoy the ride, guys. I was going to put some music on the way back, but I think it was more fun just listening to the bike and the things that I was doing here as we try to make a smoother run now that we know what the road is like. Guys, starting to get into kind of a flow here. Like I say, it's trying to stay close to the yellow line here. Using that front brake to trail, and I'm getting a little jiggy with it here. And here comes a moment that was a reality check. And so guys, what you hear scraping there is actually not the pegs of the bike, but you're hearing my crash bars that a lot, you know, just to let me know that that is the lean limit. Now hearing that in the parking lot is pretty cool and it's not a big deal. But while you're out on the road at speeds, that is the last thing you want to hear. And it clearly just says that I'm entering the corner a little too fast without using enough brake. But anyway, guys, enjoy the ride back. Like I said, I was going to put some music on here, but I thought it was more fun for you to hear the engine. As little engine as we can hear on the Honda Goldwing. I'm going to bring the Boulevard down here and make this run. I'm sure it's going to be a lot nicer to hear on the Boulevard than in the Honda Goldwing. Alright, guys, enjoy the ride back. I'm going to shut the hell up now and just let you listen. Alright guys, we're gonna wrap this video up. First of all, thank you guys for watching and coming along. Please like and subscribe. And sorry again about the wind noise. Wish I can get a little cleaner audio on the note of the motorcycle and the techniques that I'm practicing. And encouraging you folks, man, to go out and practice this stuff in a parking lot. And then we can take this stuff to the road and hopefully safely practice it as we get out here and we do some of these rides. That's what this channel is about. Me getting back into riding motorcycle and also trying to encourage some of the friends and family to come out, get on these motorcycles, practice the safety stuff, and have some fun with it, man. This is an awesome experience. Loving the hell out of it. I'm also going to encourage you guys to go watch the Robert Simmons Paying It Forward video as he ride the tail of the dragon. And we're all in agreement that it's not the roads or the motorcycle that is dangerous, but the lack of the operator to responsibly operate these beastly machines. Anyway, you know what I always say in my video, man. Get in the parking lot, put some protection on your motorcycle, and it's better that you drop your motorcycle in a parking lot than to crash them out there in the streets. Rich, the return rider, out.